everything sort of changed when I was about 9 or 10. All of a sudden, I made a run at a 12s nationals. I might have made quarters when I was 10. And all of a sudden, people in Tennis SA, Tennis Australia were like, who is this? Like, who is this kid? And then I got thrown into a program. And then all of a sudden, my dad's like, wait a second, this guy, he's actually pretty good. Like, he can play. And from there, it was a totally different journey. I didn't necessarily fall out of love with it, but all of a sudden it was about winning and losing. It was about, I remember at times when I was growing up, my dad would have a graph of this is your age and this is where Roger Federer was at your age, or this is where Nadal was at your age.
Nice comparison.
And I'm like 14 or 13. I'm like, okay. And I remember at one stage I was 15 and I didn't have a professional ranking. And it was like, at this age, Nadal's already got some ATP points, and I'm like,
what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, like, and I'm like, oh, okay. And, and I can say this openly with Dad because we've got a great relationship, and he still will say to me, yeah, I made some mistakes with you when I put way too much pressure on you. I remember he would say, you're going to be the first professional tennis player who's also a doctor. And I'm like, things like that. And it was 100% serious as well. Like 100%. It wasn't even, no joke. It was being 100% serious. And it wasn't just that. It was, so there was expectation from that side, but also I think at the time, the culture or what was happening at Tennis SA at the time, it was very results driven. I don't want to say it was anyone's error or anything like that, but at the time I really felt pressure and I didn't maybe have the right support network around me at the time to be able to deal with the transition from juniors to seniors. And it was very results driven. And if I didn't get the results, I just thought I wasn't doing very well. My dad sort of saw me probably falling behind the curve a little bit, and the curves being like Roger Federer and Nadal curves. And then also, I just felt I didn't really have anyone in my corner at that time. And it didn't matter from the outside how I was doing, but I just felt internally I wasn't doing good enough. And I hated disappointing my dad. I hated disappointing the people around me. And so one day I just didn't matter. One day I just decided to quit, and I wrote my email to my dad and say, can you enroll me back into school? Because I think I'm done. And he enrolled me back in, and then I quit tennis.
Yeah.